Hey, everybody, thanks so much for coming. Appreciate you. Let us know where you're from, who you're raising money for. I love weather updates, LinkedIn profiles, all that stuff. And talk amongst yourselves, please, in the chat and meet each other. So it's been a very, very good year for connection. That's for sure. Did you do your LinkedIn wrap up? Did you get that, Jay? That notification on LinkedIn? It was actually really cool. Like a LinkedIn wrap, like all your what you saw and who you looked at
I
the
haven't
most.
looked at it. No, I haven't looked
It's
at
cool.
it.
It's really cool.
Check it out.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Right on. Okay. Hey, Laura. Hey, Becky. What's up? Thank you so much. Yeah. We have some special guests you probably already saw. We have some special guests. We have a series of giveaways. State of the End. We have a very, very special giveaway. We'll be giving away stuff the entire episode. Jason wanted to come on and say hello to everybody, and we're I think it's cliche at this point how grateful we are that everyone spent so much time with us this year, and we're going to keep on rocking in 26. The webinar is only going to get bigger and better. We've got Sandy's absolutely crushing it with the webinar and the team, and it's been really, really fun. So as mentioned, can't thank you all enough for coming and for being such great supporters of what we're doing, and we're going to continue to do it. So really, really happy. Anything you want to say, Jay?
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's come, whoever's, whether you come in live or you're tuning in later on. The fact that we get to do this for 5 years, this is just 5 years we've been doing this, and it's just been amazing. And, I know, Trevor, I'm grateful because I get to help, we get to talk to people every day and hopefully help in a positive way, people that are making the world a better place to live. And it's just a wonderful privilege. And I just want to say thank you. This is my favorite time of year. It's just time of gratitude and grace. And I want to just say thank you to everybody who comes and who've been a part of this, and everybody who's come on the show, everybody that's worked with HGA, and those that I've got to coach. Golly, the hundreds of people that we've got to visit with and learn and talk to over the past 5 years. And I'm looking forward to the next 5.
Yeah, it's only getting better. I was talking to someone about the podcast, and our podcast kind of mimics the webinars as well. It's like I was talking to a very famous podcaster this week who came on the show. So I'll tease that because the episode will come out in the next few weeks. But I was like, it was really bad when we started. Very self-deprecating.
Oh my gosh! When we started the webinar, it was tough. But I want to say, if you're listening to this and you have not gone to the Hey Nonprofits podcast and listened, do it. Even if you're not, you say, I really don't do it. Check it out. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts myself, and I get to be on the podcast every once in a while, but it's really good. The information and the things that they're talking about and the conversations Trevor's having with some of the best fundraisers in the country is really, really, really good. So
It has been super fun. The team, we've been very coachable, and we've gotten some very good insight, and we've had some amazing guests, as you know. But yeah, it means the world that we get to do it and get to talk to people that we are. And I want to kind of like preface some things too. It's only going to get better in 2026. So, and thank you so much for all the kind words. Really appreciate you all.
Thank you so much for saying that about Blake. I know
that's really sweet. Thank you. So,
yeah, he is. He in the office right next to me, and so I get to see him about every day. So it's always good.
Thank you for the kind words, everyone. Appreciate you so much. Thanks, Christy. Thanks, Amy. And it's been really, really cool, and it's only going to get better. A little bit about us, if you don't know about HGA fundraising and what we do, we have obviously the webinar, the podcast, free coaching with Jason, but we also provide the most profitable auction items in fundraising, and so we get to really, really dive deep into fundraising events, and it's nice that all of these things kind of mesh together in a beautiful symbiotic way. And our team has grown tremendously as well. So, really, really want to express sincere gratitude for our entire team. There's 21 of us now. It was Jason, myself, his daughter, and my sister to start. And look at us now. So it's a true family business. And we're very, very proud of that. We're very, very proud of of the team and hearing feedback like that, Amy, and what have you. And please do us a favor and reach out to the team, connect with them on LinkedIn. Most of them are on LinkedIn as well. And yeah, it's the responsibility that we've been tasked with is something that we don't take lightly, and it's something that we have chosen, and we adore it. We adore the work and the opportunity to work with everybody. So thank you so much. It's only going to get better. So
Okay, well, listen, I'm going to go play with my grandbabies that are in from Albuquerque, and so I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I can't believe y'all are going to give away stuff without me, but I'm glad that you are. And
nice.
Debbie, I'm looking forward to meeting with you in January. And for the rest of you, I will see you guys next year. Thank you so much for letting me come on and be a part of your fundraising. And Trevor, brother, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, man. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
All right. Enjoy your time with those grandbabies.
I'm going to.
All right. All right. Hey, Sandy's popping up something real quick about the giveaways that we're going to do. Text WIN to 73747. We're going to do periodic giveaways throughout the episode, and Sandy will announce the winner, and myself, I guess we'll both announce the winner. She'll put them in chat. I'll do one on the phone at the end, as I'm assuming how it's going to go. And hey, a question that Sandy wanted me to pose. So any feedback specifically about topics that we shared on the webinar or the podcast, or just ideas maybe you saw from a guest, like our upcoming guest, Claire Murad and Lewis came on a couple times, and we have Chris Hensley and Randy, for instance. But any feedback that you're willing to share in the chat about what you learned and implemented would be awesome. And piggybacking on that, thank you so much, everybody, for submitting those questions when you registered. That's been a really, really cool addition to saving your spot on the webinar. And Sandy, if you want, you can hit me with a couple of them right now if you like, and then we'll get Claire in here in a second. We'll we kind of did like there's too many guests to do it's not fair because we've had so many amazing guests, but these are some of our absolute favorite people and favorite guests that we've had an opportunity to have on the webinar that are going to be popping on today: Claire, Chris, and Randy. So not necessarily in that order, but anyway, Sandy had a couple questions that I'm gonna tackle real quick. Becky had a question: if you had one piece of advice for an event fundraiser, what would it be? If you can keep it to one sentence. That's a great one. That's a great one, Becky. One sentence. That's the challenge. Say thank you early and often. I want to get some feedback from Claire on that one, and Chris, because they're both very prolific, world-class event fundraisers as well. I hope that doesn't sound too boring for you, Becky, but yeah, I'd say, say thank you as often as you can, and say it early, in a myriad of ways. So I love a webinar that we did with a very, very talented fundraiser this year, and she said, your best prospect list is the event you just had. So I think that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Say thank you early and often. If you want to hit me with any other questions, Sandy, go ahead. Any other questions that maybe someone hasn't submitted or you haven't submitted yet that you're thinking about, go ahead and throw it in the chat or the Q&A, and we'll definitely get to it. And then, Sandy, you want to let Claire in and we'll get going? Does that sound good? Hey, what's up? There she is. Hey, and you're festive too. How are you?
I'm good. Dressed in red, awesome. Ready for the holidays.
I love it. I love it. Thanks so much for coming. So Claire Murad from Murad Auctions, another family business. And Claire and Lewis came on the webinar after we met in person at the Raise conference in September. And it was so good, and the feedback was so awesome. And it was just like a hour Q&A with, very, like I said, world-class event fundraisers. So we're like, oh, let's do it again. So we did part 1, part 2. We're going to do part 5, 6, 7 next year as well. So just so tickled that you're here. Thank you so much, Claire. Appreciate you. Sure. If you want to tell folks that haven't met you yet a little bit about yourself and Murad Auctions, that's awesome too. And we'll get right to it.
Yes, we're an auction company. This is our 26th year in business. We are a family business, husband and wife run. And our son joined us about a year ago. Marty, he's one of our auctioneers as well. So we finally lured him out of the finance world and into our auction business. So it's been great. And we started out providing charity auctioneers for fundraising events. And then we grew into a full service auction support company about 5 years in, and provide software support We provide software and then pre-event consulting and training on event management software. And then we also provide event day support with staff and equipment for our clients' fundraising events. So that's what we do in a nutshell.
I love it. You all do so much. Sandy's you mentioned Marty as well. And we just did an episode with Marty that just dropped this week on Hey Nonprofit. So Sandy's going to throw that episode up in the chat as well. So please check that episode out. Connect with Claire and Marty and the team on LinkedIn if you don't mind. Show them some support from us. That would be awesome. It's a really great episode with Marty. He's great. Love the perspective. He's got a new set of eyes on things, even though he's been around you all for so long, obviously, and he knows what family business is. But it's good. Yeah.
So many new ideas.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Exactly.
It's great. It's great.
It's fun, and running a family business is cool, right? Wouldn't change it for the world. A couple of things I want to, I actually had a couple of things I wanted to bug you about from some previous webinars that we did together and get some feedback from you. But I love this question that I'm going to start with this. Jackie, good to see you, Jackie. I know you submitted the question beforehand, but if you're here, hello. Thank you so much for coming again, Jackie Lee. What fundraising trends will change in 2026 is what she asked. And I actually thought that was a really, really cool question. I wanted to hit you with that, Claire.
I was prepared to answer the first question, so let me think
Sorry.
about it.
Yeah. And good to see you, Jackie. Thanks for being here.
So let me think about what fundraising trends will change in 2026. I think, I'm not sure what's going to change. I think what we're seeing is that really our clients want to involve all of the people who are coming to their events. And I think what the trend that we've been seeing is that the live auctions have been much, much shorter, fewer live auction items since the pandemic. I think it was just harder for people to get items donated. And so they've just had made their live auctions shorter. And the fund a need became very central, or that giving moment became very central to the success of that live portion of the event. And I'm seeing people are having more success getting items donated, like approaching, different businesses, retailers, and people like that, trying to show them that they can really connect with the guests and retain new customers. But I think that that's something that people are having a little bit more success with, is actually getting items donated to the live auction. And so our live auctions are becoming a little bit longer. I don't think we'll ever go back to the day in the beginning, 26 years ago, when we had 21 items in the live auction. That was just a beating.
Yeah.
But I think we're seeing a move from 3 to 5 items up to maybe 8, sometimes 10 items, especially at our schools.
Yeah.
But I do think that people want to include everybody in the event. So having some type of activations within the event. And one thing I love that we're seeing more of is we're seeing activations that actually educate people about the nonprofit. So we were at a Boys and Girls Club event recently, and they had like a giant light break game. And they had questions on the board, and then they had the pegs that you actually put in the board, and the pegs had the answers on them. And if you got it in the right place, then you got a prize. And there was no cost to doing the game, but it was just to help educate people. And I think, we're seeing some different games where, we're doing like a heads and tails game, but instead of heads and tails, we're doing an over and under game where people are, they're throwing out questions like, we fed 500 people last month. Do we feed over 500 or under 500 people? And you kind of do heads and tails based on that. Yeah. So we're building in some more education. So I think those things may change. Long answer to the short question.
No, it's really good. It's really good. Creative, different, like you said, activities. It's fun. I love that. Getting creative once again with like the opportunity to raise more money during the paddle raise and different games and what have you at the tail end of an event. I think is a really cool trend that we're seeing. I don't think it's going to stop. I'm gonna give a 60-second answer to that question. I think that the trend that we're going to keep seeing in 2026 is that we do need events.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the trend, and
absolutely.
that's been very, very evident. Folks can disagree with me if you like, and that also segues quite nicely. And there's a trend that's been happening, a real deliberate, intentional action by great fundraisers and great organizations to connect with people. And there was a trend for a long time about just, we need new donors, we need new donors. Well, you have a bunch. Have you done a good job of staying in front of them and thanking them? And I think a lot of very prolific fundraisers have been doing a great job of that in recent memory, and will continue to do so in 2026. So making
Yeah.
sure, yeah, that you focus on the folks that are in front of you. Of course, hit it out of the park with the folks that come to your event, for instance, for the first time as well. There's all sorts of great things you can do there. We were like on a soapbox with a good friend of ours, a brilliant fundraiser and author, Kevin Brown. Check him out on LinkedIn if you haven't already connected with him. He's a really, really lovely person. And he said, it's like we were both like, we really don't like the term stewardship, even though we catch ourselves saying it sometimes. He's like,
Mhm.
what the hell? And he said, I'm sorry for swearing. He's like, what the hell does stewardship even mean? It's basic communication. You know what I mean? And he really, really does a really nice job. He says something famous like clear over clever and stuff like that. So there's a trend to stay in front of people and treat people like gold that you just get to meet. So good stuff.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I've been trying to share with my clients the most in the last 2 or 3 months, and will continue to do in the new year, is to make a plan before your fundraising event to thank your donors, everyone who supported you in any way that week to 2 weeks after the event.
Yep.
It's so tempting just to say, oh, the event's over. I'm going to go on vacation. I mean, I literally had an auction development director go on vacation the day after her event. I was like, what are you doing?
Do not disturb
And
lands.
yeah, and I think the key thing is you can break up the work, have your board get involved.
Yep.
And I think the key is thank every single person who gave in any amount, bought any package, participated in any way, because a lot of people will make a test donation the first time they go to an event.
Yeah.
And it's typically 10% of what they're able to give.
Yes.
So if someone made a $500 donation to you, they're very likely able to give you $5,000 to $10,000. Mm-hmm. But if you never reach out to them because they were under that $1,000 threshold, you will never get to develop them into a big donor for yourself, and you will really miss out. So that's something we're stressing a lot.
Share a success story where you've seen that work recently, or what have you.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to a client yesterday, and she said, oh my gosh, this has been the most amazing year. And I said, okay, let me pick your brain. What did you do? What did you do this year that was different? And she said, we did a lot of different things. She goes, but one thing we did is that after the event, she did exactly that. She split everything up between her board. She split all the names up of all the people. So if you're using event management software, you just pull a report, a sales report.
That is right there.
Tells you alphabetically, has everybody's information, all their contact information, what they purchased or donated at your event. And you just divide the list up between your board and maybe volunteers and your staff, and everybody gets 20 people to call. And she said they did handwritten thank you notes. I really like a phone call better because it takes you 60 seconds. Most of the time you're going to get a voicemail. You just say, thank you so much. Don't say anything about asking for other donations, anything. Just thanks so much for coming. We appreciate your support. Because of you, we're going to be able to, start this great program that we talked about at our event. And that's it. Please call me. This is my personal number if you ever need anything, Yep. And that's where it begins. And then she also did meetings with some of the bigger donors where she just asked them what their impression was of the event, how they could have done better. It wasn't trying to get a donation from them. It was just, I just would love to have your insights, because we have so many talented, smart people who came to our event, and it's a gold mine of information that they received just from those coffees that they set up with them. And she goes, and I never asked anybody to give. I just asked them for their ideas. And she's like, it gave them so much information that they were able to implement.
Yeah, it's thoughtful and it's a huge needle mover and it's
Mhm.
different. People don't do that. That's the thing. People don't do, and resisting the temptation to ask in those moments and
Mhm.
being coachable and being open to the coaching, I think is fantastic about how you can
Right.
make the event better.
Right.
Hey, Sandy, put up that the text win to 73747. Sandy, do you have someone we can give away some HGA bucks to? And then no pressure, Claire, but do you have something you all wanted to give away as well? To
Yes.
and
So we do software support,
yeah,
and we're giving away $1,000 towards either a software license, an event management software license, or if you already have a license with a software company, which a lot of people do. If it's a software that we support, and we support most of the major ones, we'll do a discount towards software pre-event consulting and event night services.
how about we'll put them both together and we'll bundle it up real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sandy, do you have a winner that we can shout out? And we'll give. We're going to give away 250 HGA bucks that they can use towards an item that you can use at the same event with Murad Auctions. Lovely offer. So cool. HGA bucks. $1,000 software license or support and the oh my god, Tiffany, hey, all right, Tiffany won. All right, cool. Well, congratulations, Tiff, and thank you so much, Claire. That's very generous of you all.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
absolutely.
And oh, that's so cool. Right on, Tiffany. Hey, share with everybody your LinkedIn profile and everybody in the chat that can see what you're raising money for and all that good stuff. Even when your next event's going to be, if you're planning it out, that'd be awesome. Thanks so much, Tiffany, for coming. Thanks so much for the support this year. I know you've been on a lot of webinars, and we can't thank you enough. Really, really appreciate you. You don't have to go anywhere or anything like that, but thank you so much. That's awesome. Appreciate you, Tiffany. Do us a favor, everybody. Connect with Tiffany on LinkedIn, and y'all talk amongst yourselves, please, and learn from each other. That'd be awesome. And appreciate you. Well, congratulations, Tiffany. That's great. Thank you so much, Clay. Hey, thank Lewis, thank Marty, thank Melissa, thank the whole team, please. And please have an amazing Christmas with your family. Enjoy that grandbaby. Enjoy your family. And can't thank you enough for everything that you've given our audience and our team this year. Really, really appreciate you all very much. And we're excited about 2026. And by the way, everybody, Claire will be coming back in 2026 with Lewis or without Lewis, all the above. So thank you so much, Claire. Appreciate you
You're
so much.
welcome. It's great to
Yeah.
be here.
All right. All right. Awesome. Oh, thanks, Calvin. Appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Happy holidays to you. Once again, congratulations, Tiffany. That's awesome. Sandy's going to bring in another special guest, and we're going to talk about, hey, man. Hey, you made it all the way from British Columbia. He's here. One of the Prince of LinkedIn. The Prince of LinkedIn. What's up? How are you, Randy? Good to see you, man.
What's going on, my friend? Always happy to be here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, everybody, if you don't know Randy, Randy and his partner Mario have impacted hundreds, if not thousands of people on LinkedIn, one of our most watched podcasts, webinars, all the above. They are at Impact Circle showing folks, and you can explain it better than I can, but showing folks how to find corporate sponsors, which we all need more of, obviously. And it's a very, very massive untapped market, untapped opportunity for fundraisers, for nonprofits, all organizations, all shapes and sizes. And we became very quick friends with Randy, Mario, and Impact Circle. So very, very tickled to have Randy here today. Thanks so much for coming, man. Thanks for taking the time. And this is like your fifth time on with us in the last, 12 months. So appreciate you, brother.
Always here to serve, my friend. Just absolutely love what you guys are doing at HGA, and I think you guys run one of the best organizations around, and it's just a pleasure to be in the same room as you guys.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Randy and Mario are the bomb.com.
I appreciate that. Look at the love already.
As you can tell, everyone that comes on has a lot of fans, and because they're amazing fundraisers and really adding a lot to the work and to this community that we're all building together. So really, really cool. Appreciate you coming, brother. Let's get to it. Talk about give like a synopsis of what you all are working on right now and how you're coaching folks. And I want to ask a couple of very pointed questions about language when it's coming to talking to folks on LinkedIn.
I'm not going to talk about anything more than what's available on LinkedIn for the nonprofits here. That's what I think is the most important thing. So I believe that only 43% of nonprofits are on LinkedIn. and a fraction of them are actually active. There's 250 million business owners every single day on LinkedIn doing the work. Most of my friends, your friends in the business world live on LinkedIn, but there's a big disconnect around the nonprofits being able to connect to them, have conversations with them, build partnerships with them. And I come from a background where I helped business owners partner with nonprofits. And the number one thing they said is that they feel like an ATM to the nonprofit sector. All the nonprofits do is reach out and say, hey, do you want to sponsor? Do you want to give us money? And they never want to build that relationship. So what I did on the business side was build that relationship with the nonprofit, then introduce the nonprofit into the business. And I saw this collaboration come where these business owners were like, oh, this is what I've been looking for so long. I want to get attached and connected. So what we realized is like, we need to start teaching nonprofits how to build relationships with business owners. And if they can get on LinkedIn, where all these business owners that I talk to all the time are looking for impact, they want to do more good. I was literally just at a business networking meeting this morning, and one of the businesses there said, if I had a nonprofit come to me tomorrow and say, we need help to help this person, I'd write him a check for $5,000. And he's like, yeah. But I just don't have those opportunities, don't come to me, and I'm so busy to go source and find them, I can't do it. So that's why we love LinkedIn, and we love teaching how to use it, because if you go put the right message in front of the right business owner, it can be an instant yes that they want to support with you. But if you go in with the wrong message at the wrong time, it could be an instant no, because they have their guards up against the nonprofit world because all they want is money. But if we teach how to partner and get engaged and actually show impact, all of a sudden you can unlock a whole world of donations and financials, partnerships, connections, collaborations that nobody has ever touched before. So that's why I love LinkedIn and what we're up to.
Talk about that. You just said messaging. It's going to segue nicely into a question I had queued up for you, Sandy had queued up for you, about like, talk about language, and you can use case studies if you like, the proper language to use when you're DMing folks and making introductions about your organization on LinkedIn. Talk about that if folks haven't heard from you already.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we found is that a lot of nonprofits devalue their ability to be in a conversation with a business owner. They think that they have no business being in conversation with them. We don't have any relations. We're different people. They don't want to hear from us. But what we start to understand is that when you find commonality around impact, revenues, business, everything like that doesn't matter. If I'm in the mental health sector and I go to business owners that are supporting mental health, talking about it, and I'm like, hey, I'm in the mental health sector. I love talking to other people that are into supporting mental health challenges. All of a sudden the person's like, oh my God, I've been looking for this for so long. Please, let's talk. Like, I want to talk about something other than this. Because you have to think as a business owner, all day I'm getting requests of, do you want to boost your marketing? We can help you make more money. Do you want to buy my services? So when you come in as a nonprofit and all you say is, hey, do you want to buy our sponsorship? It puts you in that same category. But when you come in and say, hey, look at the impact we're making, look at the challenges that we're solving. So finding commonality, common themes. So one of the biggest things we help nonprofits do is find their ideal person that's going to love the impact that they're doing, and then start a relationship around the impact. A simple message is, hey, Trevor, saw you were in the impact sector, that you like making a difference in the world. So do I. Would love to hop on a call and connect. That's it. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to go and pitch your mission. You don't have to do anything, but just like, hey, saw you're in the impact sector, saw you like making a difference. Would love to get a call and connect. Or go and find companies that have already sponsored golf tournaments before, already sponsored events, already been involved, and say, hey, I saw you already out sponsoring other organizations. I'd love to hop on a call and learn about what your organization believes in. Why? And starting to just build a relationship. I think we get a little bit away from the relationship because we get a little desperate for the money. Yeah. But if you start building those relationships today, in 6-12 months from now, if you have 50 businesses in your network that you are regularly communicating with, you won't have to go much further, because they will make introductions for you. They'll make everything happen, and they'll build your organization for you. But I think we miss a little bit of that. So that language is very simple. Yeah. Connect around impact or the work that you're doing, and don't pitch yourself or your nonprofit in a way that has you talking for 15, 20 minutes about your organization. Ask them questions, learn about what they want to do, and that'll help you get in the door.
Learn about what they do. Yeah.
That's it.
Get to know them. We're making friends here. Just think about it like you're making friends. If you're not good about making friends, that's a skill that can be learned, it can be taught, and it can be absorbed, and you get better at it. So
the easiest way to explain it is, if you went to chamber of commerce meeting or a business networking meeting and you saw somebody, I see you standing there, Trevor, I don't just walk up and say, hey, Trev, do you want to sponsor my event? I walk out and say, man, Trev, I love your hat. Where did that come from? Dude, look at your button up shirt. You're getting some sick muscles right now. Like, look, you must be in training season. Like, I start with something that makes us relatable. So how do you do that online in the same capacity? Treat it as if you're in like a big business networking room and you see all these people, and then use their Facebook or their LinkedIn profile page as all the cues that you can reach out to them on. What did they post on their content? Where have they volunteered before? Who are they following? How are they connected? Simple message. Hey, I saw you're connected to Trevor. He's really big into the impact sector. I love meeting other people that are similar to him. Like, find it, make a connection, go from there.
Amy, great question. And we want to get to Sarah's question as well. Randy, those are both for you. Amy, great. Thank you so much for adding this. I struggle with alignment. I get stumped when I ask what they support and we aren't in the same space. Amy, let Randy know what you're raising money for as well, so we can get a little a context for him.
Yeah.
And definitely, if you haven't already, reach out and connect with Randy and Mario on LinkedIn. They're very easy to find. So, but struggling with alignment. Talk about that.
Yeah. Again, this kind of goes back to the thing of finding the ideal audience. So many people just look for anybody, but what we're trying to do is align to the right people. So if you're just going out and searching for real estate agents and you call a bunch of real estate agents, aren't always saying, hey, I'm putting my hand up to do impact. But if you find a real estate agent and on their page, say you're into sports, and their page is talking a lot about, hey, I support the local soccer team, or I play soccer, I'm involved, or I'm there. And you reach out and you say, hey, I saw you're involved in the soccer world. Would love to connect and chat with you about soccer. I know he's an ideal donor because he has a high producing income. He's a business owner and he has value to the community. I connect on soccer because I saw somewhere, because you can search for this on LinkedIn. You can actually search soccer, real estate agents. You can do all such cool things on there. Mm-hmm. I basically build the ideal person that I can connect to. And then when I connect with them, it makes sense that they're like, yeah, I love soccer. And you're like, cool. Well, we run an organization that helps kids get into sports. And they're like, no way. I've always wanted to help people with that. So I think one of the things that gets missed is that you have to narrow down your search of who it's going to be. You wouldn't go up to talk to somebody randomly on the street and just start talking about your organization. You have to have some sort of similarity or find a way to get there. So start asking questions of the organization or people that you're connecting with. What impact are you into? And if they're like, hey, I'm into mental health and you are in something completely different, there might not be a connection there. But you do always have a connection around impact as humans helping humans, because they might have friends.
Amy's working with healthcare providers and what have you. I'm assuming, Amy, if I'm overspeaking, you let me know, and helping patients and whatnot. I think that's a pretty easy connection to some pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, some service-based healthcare providers and whatnot. Any other experience with that, Randy, in closing for Amy?
Yeah, absolutely. So going and talking to, looking up on LinkedIn is primarily where I do a lot of my work, but just in general, looking up things like healthcare, holistic is another word that's really good in this space. If you're talking about that, it's like doctors are another really good one. You can go find some really high caliber medical professionals that are in this space. So oftentimes what I do is I use AI and I ask it a bunch of questions like, who would be people that would want to sponsor this kind of thing that we're doing? What profession are they? What do they earn? Where are they at? And so in your space, if you're in the doctors aren't good donors, I understand that. And part of that is because they're not educated on the power of what can come from their donations. And I get it. I don't have time to go through it all on this call, but that is part of what we need to put a little responsibility onto the nonprofits for. You have to go and educate people. People don't just come to me and say, Randy, I want LinkedIn today. I have to go and talk to nonprofits and explain to them why LinkedIn is beneficial and what it can do and how it can help them. You need to start talking to doctors around learning a little bit around the tax law would help you a lot. Hey, did you know that you can actually write off a little bit? I've got an accountant friend that's helped me do this. Like learning things to get you in those conversations. That's not a direct help to Amy, but looking up things like people that maybe aren't doctors, but are in the medical professions that are in that sector that do have high income earnings and they do have this space because they're incentivized by the government to write you checks. There's nowhere else they can do that. So that's also another really incredible thing in that sector, is learning to have that conversation is very important.
Love it. Love it. Going deeper. Hey, well, you all can tell how passionate and knowledgeable Randy is, and Mario as well, and the entire team at Impact Circle about, and once again, not just passionate, but the opportunity to find these corporate sponsors and just find people that will support what you do on LinkedIn. Randy, we're going to give some more HGA bucks away. If you haven't already texted WIN to 73747, do you want to piggyback on the giveaway, brother?
Dude, you know,
bro.
I always give stuff away anytime I go somewhere with you, man. It's like just like the giving tree. You're always giving so much away that I'm like, I just feel like, yeah, I'm like, I want to give stuff away too. So let's give a boot camp away. So I run a LinkedIn boot camp. It's a 4-week training. There's 4 or 5 calls over those 4 weeks. And we want you to do everything from like how to build your profile, how to search for the people, how to send the message, how to build that relationship. It's a $750 boot camp. But I really want it to go to a person that's like, I've been wanting LinkedIn. I've been wanting to talk corporate partners. Like, so if there's some people out there that are watching that, like, this is what I'm really interested in, I would text into that number now. Get your name on that list, and we'll give one of those away. It starts January 8th, so it's coming up pretty quick here. Great way to kick off the new year.
Awesome. Yeah, and if y'all aren't going to use it, let us know. Hey, sorry to call you out, but if you're not going to use it, the potential, the LinkedIn potential, it's amazing.
We had from our last webinar, we had somebody come through, and they said it was like the most amazing thing and changed their life, and they were so excited about it. And I was like, this is why it's so good. So
yeah, it's been huge to watch people gravitate towards what y'all are doing. Very grateful for you, grateful for Mario, grateful for the team. And Sandy's going to throw a winner up in the chat, and we'll celebrate together. And they're going to get $250 in HGA bucks, and that'll be fun. And here hey, Lori. Okay. Hey, friend of the program. Lori wins. Lori, hope you get a ton out of that. Please connect with Randy and Mario on LinkedIn. Enjoy the boot camp. I know you'll get a lot out of it. And congratulations on the $250 in HGA bucks as well. Yeah. Hey, man, crash course, man. That was a 12-minute crash course.
That's it. I brought the fire today. I had a coffee this morning. You said to come with some heat. It was going to be fast and quick. And that's where it is.
Love you, brother. Thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you. Everybody, like I said, reach out to Randy, show him some support on LinkedIn, tell him we sent you, do the boot camp, learn from these gentlemen and their team. They're doing amazing things. We all need more corporate sponsors. Get in there, get to work, do it. It's all right there on LinkedIn. Appreciate it. Thanks so much, Randy, for coming, brother. Hey, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and Samantha. You all have a great holiday with your families, brother. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for all you do.
Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you, bro. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Hey, congratulations, Lori. That's cool. Yeah, Lori, this is a nudge. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on there on LinkedIn as far as the opportunity. I've watched it. So it's been really, really cool. And we all, like I said, we've said it 10 times, we all need more corporate sponsors. So that's a trend that's not going to be going away. Speaking of trends, Sarah, we will get to your question as well. I actually just bookmarked that for Chris as well. And cool. Nice. Oh, nice. Sandy's dropping a coupon code for the boot camp with Impact Circle. Absolutely awesome. There's some very great people on LinkedIn, including Chris Hensley. But there's a whole world. Hey, man, look at this.
How you doing?
I love this. This is really fun, man. I'm starting to get jazzed now. We have, it's some of our favorite people just popping in. I think it's really, really cool. We should do this more often. So, hey, everybody, if you don't know our friend Chris Hensley from Bid Raise Bid, dear friend of HGA's, a part of the HGA family and a friend of the HGA webinar series and the podcast, some of our most viewed and most interacted episodes we've ever done. Chris is a fundraiser by trade and got into his dream gig of being a fundraising auctioneer and an amazing fundraising consultant. And also, like I said, an amazing friend and a friend of ours. And so just tickled that you're here, man. Thanks for spending time with us.
Hey, great to be with you. Happy holidays to you and to your family and to everybody here online today, too. It's great to see so many people joining us.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Really, really fun. We had some questions and stuff. Oh, the one I wanted to bookmark from Sarah. I want to hit you with this, man. We'll just get running. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Sarah, friend of the episode. Good to see you, Sarah. I would love to hear about best communications practices for the new year when our organization doesn't do much. Pardon me, I just lost it. When our organization doesn't do much earning in the giving season, how would you approach this with your consultative cap, sir?
So best practices for communications in the new year. I think that I guess my advice, like I'm coming from, the perspective of, an auctioneer, an event focused auctioneer, galas, golf outings, mostly galas. Um, you know, people need to feel loved, right? This is back to that stewardship point of earlier. Communicate with them multiple different times, multiple different channels. You heard Claire talk earlier about handwritten notes, phone calls. I've got this client, Trevor, you and I talk about integrative touch out in Tucson frequently, and their executive director, Shay Biter, is, a dynamo, and like so many executive directors are for mid-sized, small and mid-sized nonprofits. The organization wouldn't exist without her, but she takes the time to record like a 30-second video snippet of their summer camps. And she puts another 30 seconds of a gratitude message onto that video, and she sends it out to people. And she texts it literally like one-to-one, right? This is hand-to-hand combat. And it makes people feel like, Shay just like was thinking about me, right?
Yeah.
And for the most part, she was. Like, this might go to like the top 20 or 30 or 40 donors, right? And it takes her 40 minutes to do the whole thing because it's just, copy, paste, send kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, it's, and now there's some AI magic out there that will enable you to like personalize that message, record it once, but personalize it to those 40 or 400 or whatever different people. So I would really lean in on that. I don't know the name of the company, but if anybody wants to hit me, I can find the name of the company that's doing it.
Cool.
So,
cool. Great stuff. Great stuff.
I wanted also to go back to Jackie's question at the top of the hour about fundraising trends, and just kind of put the challenge out there to everybody that the trends will be what we want them to be, right? Be intentional. Like, if you want to grow your planned giving program, you can do that via your event. Don't let your event just be the event, right? Don't let it be a transaction, right? Let it be a relational kind of thing that, draws people into your mission, to your organization, where you build the relationship with them over the long term after that. And so, whatever you want that trend to be intentional about it. I wrote down a few as I was sitting here in the back room, like itching to get in on that conversation.
Oh, good. Well, hey, this is your time. You do it, brother.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna riff for a minute here. So I think that something that I would want to be an intentional fundraising trend is that fewer tables at your event will be dead zones, right? And the way that you do that is you have intentional conversations with the person that's responsible for buying that table. You do that 18 weeks in advance so that you set up the 18 minutes while I'm on stage to be magical, right? You don't have that sponsor or that board member, who 4 days, 2 days, 3 hours before your event reaches out and says, we just couldn't get our table together this year, so we're going to give it back to you to use, that's a fail, right? If it's a week out from your event, 2 days out, you've already made your food and beverage commitment, and now you've got a table that's empty, right? Or a sponsor that gives their table to their marketing interns. Nothing against the interns, but they're not going to raise their paddles, right? Yep. So you've got these tables that are dead zones. And so let's be intentional about strategically ensuring. And the way that you do that is you communicate with those people who buy the table, those board members, the sponsors, long in advance. And you make sure that they're hosting their table. You make sure that they're inviting their favorite people to sit with them, because they're going to be much more likely to follow through and attending the event when their friends, their colleagues, their neighbors, their vendors are sitting there at their table with them. and they're much more likely going to raise their paddle because they want to show off in front of those people, right? And then those people are much more likely to raise their paddles because the person that invited them to the event is raising their paddle at a high level. Well, I got to join him or her, that kind of thing. So like it just becomes this snowball rolling down a hill, right? So
I love it.
The other things I wrote was, be intentional about data driving outcomes, right?
So I want to talk about this because I know you're passionate about building a family business, right? And we talk about this often. It's a beautiful thing. And you've mentioned this to me over the last couple of months, how you even have your children coming to the event and taking notes so you can extract the data.
Yeah.
So talk about maybe like myopically, what's that meant for you?
I'm reaching right here. Like this is literally, this is my son's handiwork, right? This was a paddle race. This was a paddle race for this awesome organization here in Chicago and in Michigan and Iowa and San Diego called Little Heroes League, right? So this was a Chicago fundraiser, hit a record. We had, the superhero gift right at the top. We had, look at all those gifts.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So talk about what that's meant to you. I love it. Number one. And then you heard Claire talk about it too. It's like you have all this data you can just download, obviously, the report from your software platform, whatever you're using post event. Talk about what we can do with that and why it's so exciting for you heading into 2026 and what you're doing with it as well.
Yeah, like, so if you have, let's just use the number 500 just because it's an easy number. If you have 500 people sitting at your event, that's 50 tables of 10, right? Which of those 50 tables were the most productive? Like literally you want to know the most productive table down to the 50th most productive table or the least productive table, right? Because those top 20 or 30 tables, you want to do everything in your power to get them back. And if the host of that table doesn't come back, then you want to know in your data, you want to know who was the next most productive person at that table. And can I reach out to them to try to get them to bring the table back or bring some version of the table back, even though the host isn't able to come back, kind of thing. Even if the host is coming back, can I get the top productive person at that table that isn't the host to buy their own table next year, right? Claire said it, like so many of your audience are learning about your mission for the first time, and they're going to make these $100, $250, $500 investments in your organization, mostly to honor the person that invited them. Secondarily, to test the organization, to see how you use the gift, what impact you can illustrate, so to back to Sarah's question, like illustrate the impact that your event made, not in like we raised X number of dollars, we had 500 people attend, that kind of thing, but because 500 people attended and raised $1.5 million at our event this past month, we were able to do XYZ additional mission, and that impacted somebody's life. That impacted multiple people's life. And here's one of those people who was impacted. They're no longer homeless. They have an apartment. They have a car. They have a job, right? And all of that is because you attended our event and made a gift. Like, show that impact, right? That's the number one thing that you can do with data, right? You can keep your event strong. You can, instead of like having to rebuild our business every single year, every new gala, we have to bring in 40, 50, 60% new customers because people just cycle through events, right? Don't let them cycle through events. Like build a relationship with them, show the impact that they're making because of their gift, right? And then you get people coming back to your event who will go from that 250 to 500 or 500 to 1,000 or 1,000 to 2,500 because now they're invested in your mission. You've passed their test, right? Yeah.
I want you to, I frame it this way too, man. I know you and I agree about it. Like we've had like data scientists on, and I know you get lost in the data, and we're constantly pushing folks to get lost in the data.
Yeah.
But like, don't be afraid of the technology in a lot of ways. Like, Nathan, our friend that came on, he's, the inventor of fundraising AI. The guy's like, brilliant. I get blown away, right? I get blown away every time I talk to Chris. I get blown away every time I talk to Nathan. Nathan says, the technology exists so we can connect with the people.
Yeah.
The data exists so we know where to go with the people. That's the thing. When the people that are creating the technology are saying this, take heed, please. You know what I mean? It's right there, right? And then, yeah, it's the personal approach after that. But yeah, it's all right there. As you can tell, we're very bullish on it.
Yeah, and the final piece, that intention that I would set, is that your event will be a strategic tool to help your overall fundraising program so that you can deliver more mission in your space, right? Use that event strategically, right? Yeah, I was just talking to a potential client this morning, right? I was saying, we've talked about this, Trevor, the golden paddle for the planned giving program, right? Like if you have a goal to grow your planned giving program, and if you don't, you're missing out, right? I mean, because there's, however many trillions of dollars that are going to be handed from one generation to the next over the next 5 years or 10 years or so. If you don't have a planned giving program, start it today. If you have it, honor those planned givers who are in your audience, because you're not only doing great stewardship for them in the moment, you're also planting the seed for those other 490 people in your audience that, hey, there's a planned giving program. I don't just have to raise my paddle to give. I can give a meaningful, significant legacy gift to this organization that's going to make an impact beyond my life even, right?
Yeah. Massive.
Well, that's just an example. Your goal might be to grow monthly givers, right? Your goal might be to take lie bunts and side bunts and make them new donors again, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, right? Figure out what your goal or goals are and embed that into the strategy of your event, so that your event isn't just a transaction; it's a relationship.
Planned giving and monthly giving in the same event, or would you test them separately?
Yeah, I mean, I like to use events as like A/B tests, right? Like, what did we do last year that worked? Let's keep doing it. What can we add new this year and see if it helps us grow this element of our fundraising? So yeah, can you pull multiple levers in one event? Absolutely, right? Is there a limit? Yes. Your events, your events better than any outside voice is going. Your auctioneer, your consultant, they're not gonna know your event as well as you. They can suggest a lot of levers that you can pull. You have to be able to determine, like, can our audience sustain us pulling these 5 levers at once, kind of thing.
Yeah. Love it. Hey, you want to give something away? I want you to hang in there. I want more questions, everybody. Sandy's going to pop up some more questions. Oh, cool. Love it. Yeah. Oh, Amy, email Chris after this. We'll have access to Chris in the show notes, and also in the recording. We'll have access to Claire, Randy, and Chris. When I first met Chris, he was talking. I think we were on the phone. It might have been a podcast, one or the other. We spent a lot of time talking to each other.
Yeah.
But Chris laid out how he created this planned giving opportunity at an event, once again, by recognizing folks with a different colored paddle and being very thoughtful and intentional about it. Amy, double click on that idea and reach out to Chris and email Chris, and he'll spend some time with you. You're going to give away some time, and we're going to give away $250 more in HGA bucks.
Yeah. So I'll give away to, if anybody wants to hire me to be your auctioneer, I'll give you $1,000 off of my fee. I'm super open with my fee. It's I'm based in Chicago. When I work in Chicago on a Friday or Saturday night, it's $5,000. When I travel, it's $6,000, right? So if I travel out to Michigan or Maryland or Oklahoma or wherever, I've seen some of the states come up here, I'll give you $1,000 off of that. I will raise you more money than you've ever raised. But if you don't want to use me as your auctioneer, that's cool. I do consulting as well, and so I'll give away 4 hours of consulting to anyone that wins here as well.
Thank you. And once again, if you haven't met Chris before as well, Chris was a fundraiser for a couple decades before he became a fundraising auctioneer. So very, very lovely perspective on the space, and a brilliant event fundraiser and a brilliant consultant as well. So Sandy's going to pop up a winner. Oh, cool. All right. Okay, winner number 3 with Chris's services and also the $250 in HGA bucks is Karen O'Connell. Right on. All right, Karen, Friend of the show. Friend of the show. Karen, we'll connect you with Chris after this and all that good stuff as well. But yeah, hey, thank you so much. Betsy, Gratitude Generation is in Chicago. Hey, far out. Reach out to Chris. That's awesome.
Neighbors.
Please do. Yeah.
Practically neighbors. Practically.
Oh, cool, cool. Hey,
There's-
Claire, what's up?
Hey, Claire.
Hey, Karen, congratulations. That's awesome. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Hey, everybody's back. Thank you for coming back. That's awesome. It's good to see everybody. Hey, any other last questions for our guests? And I definitely want to get some closing thoughts about, and let's make it really, glass half full and really fun. I'm not projecting on you or anything like that, but definitely want some closing thoughts from everybody. And if you have any last minute questions before we do our big giveaway at the end as well, please let our guests know, let our friends know, and we'll get to some questions. Randy, a closing thought about 25, more importantly, heading into 26. I don't like living through the rearview mirror. Any closing thoughts, my friend?
I'm gonna just piggyback what Chris was just talking a little bit about, of like, in 2026, be more intentional with your relationships with your larger donors, not from a standpoint of like, oh, I'm gonna just like check in with them. Be more intentional in the sense of like, how are you following up post event? When did they sponsor? How do you take them after that sponsorship to get them for the next event already secure? How do you get their friends involved? How do you ride the momentum and high from some of those things coming in? And be super intentional with your processes around people that are writing you checks, not just sending them a thank you card, but how do I actually get them back? How do I get their friends involved? How do I make them excited? And how do I send them stories that make them feel like they cannot leave our organization because the impact is so deep in their body that they can't stop donating? That's what I'd love to see more of in 26 from some of these organizations.
Thank you, brother. That was beautiful. Chris.
Senior.
Pardon me. Closing thoughts and once again, I'm not thinking rear view, man. I'm thinking 2026 and beyond. Leave the audience with something that's on your mind, and that they, once again, that'll give them some blue sky for the new.
I just did like my personal recap. I did 77 events this year around the country, mostly in Chicago, but love to travel, love to get out there and help organizations around the country. 70 of those 77 events either met or exceeded their goal. Most of those 70 set records. So there is a sentiment out there in the world right now for myriad reasons. Which is now more than ever, nonprofits have an opportunity to make a positive impact in the lives of people, right? And so be bold, be aggressive, set stretch goals, tell your audience those goals, because humans are wired to come together to accomplish big things together, right? So be bold. And finally, don't be afraid to come up short, right? I mean, you got to
swing for the fences, man. Swing for the fences. Yeah.
I do superhero ask at the start of every paddle raise, right? So if we're going to start at $10,000, who out there in the audience can do something bigger than $10,000? Name your price, right? This year, I had $1 million gift. I had $2 million gifts, both at the Omaha Zoo, Zoofari. I had a $250,000 gift just this past weekend. I've had multiple hundreds when we were going to start at 10 or 25 or 50. That supercharges your event. But don't be afraid to ask for that superhero gift and be told no. You know the answer if you don't ask, right? So be bold. Be bold.
Appreciate you pushing, folks, man. That's awesome. Good stuff. The money, while we talk about all these other things, there's more money in the system. And you talk about the wealth transfer that's going to be happening over the next 5, 10, 15 years. Trillions, y'all. So there's more money in the system than there's ever been. Just please don't forget that. Claire, will you take us home?
Take us home. So I would encourage you to do something that we've been doing in our business, and that is asking other people to give you their impression and their ideas about your business. So your business is a nonprofit. I mentioned this earlier, there's a wealth of information of your donors, the people who support you. Many of them own businesses, are entrepreneurs, think creatively. And I would challenge you to pick 5 people in the first 6 months of 2026, meet with 5 people, ask them to give their honest opinion about your nonprofit, how you can do things better, about your event that they attended, if they attended an event, and just be open to hearing their ideas. And literally, I would record what they say and then go back as a team and look at that and decide 2 new things that you're going to implement that came from those meetings. And whether that's event-based or process-based within your business, I can't even tell you the wealth of information we've had by just inviting other business owners who we knew who aren't even in the fundraising business, who we just started asking people what they do in their business and telling them about us and asking for their ideas, and people will share their ideas with you. So I think just getting some new energy and information into your nonprofit is super helpful.
The year of the human, you got to ask for it. And I'm very AI friendly. We're all very tech friendly. So the year of the human, very, very good. Very good. Hey, everybody. We've kept you past an hour. Sandy just gave me the notification. I'm not going to call the winner right this second on air, but Christy Ellers, you won the Fiesta in Mexico trip. That's the big giveaway for staying. Can't thank you enough. Sandy's putting it in the chat. Everybody reach out to Christy and congratulate her. Christy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being such a huge supporter of the show. And we've seen you on a lot of episodes this year, and we can't thank you enough. Hey, that was really fun. Thank you all. I'm charged up at the end of a long year, and there's a lot of good that's going to come out of the work that we're all doing together. Thank you so much. There's so many people that we can name and thank, of course, that have come on the show and attended multiple shows and all that good stuff and just learned about us. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. Enjoy the holidays. Claire, Randy, Chris, can't thank you all enough. Amazing. You're seeing the feedback in the chat. So good. Please, everybody, you'll have access to everyone in the recording, in the show notes. You already can reach out to these folks on LinkedIn. Please do connect with Claire, connect with Randy, Chris, and connect with us as well if you do so choose. Can't thank you all enough. It means the world that you all took some time as well with us today. Appreciate y'all. Have a great holiday season with your family. Enjoy it. We'll see you all in 2026.